What is up, YouTube? We are back with another video. We are recapping week 2 of the Deck Out Series 1 online PTCGL tournament. I did play in this tournament again. Unfortunately, I didn't get top 8. I did place 19th with the classic Mew VMAX archetype. Let's get into the meta share as well as explaining what this tournament is. So we're going to start off explaining what the Deck Out Series online event is. It is a free to enter event online held through Limitless as well as PTCGL. It has some really good price support even though it is a free to enter event. You do get store credit. First place gets $50 store credit, second place gets $30, third to fourth get $15, and fifth to eighth get $5 each. As well as every week you get a certain amount of points depending how high you place, and at the end of the season the top 16 players get invited to the Deck Out Cup, and that is another free to enter event with more prizing. It is also double elimination best of 3 format. Let's go over the meta share for this event. There are 68 players. Mew VMAX was the most popular deck with 19 players. Lost Box decks, that includes Goodra, Giratina, Rayquaza, anything with a Comfey gets lumped up together, had 14 players. Lugia and Regis were tied for a third with 8 decks each, and then Arceus came in fourth with 5 decks. And then obviously you had your other decks being 15. That includes stuff like Eternatus, Vikavolt, your other decks that don't quite have enough players to make up a top 5 meta share. So we're going to go over the deck list. In first place, we had an amazing rare Rayquaza list take the whole event. Me personally, I am enjoying the amazing rare Rayquaza deck right now, even though it's going to rotate out soon. This deck looks very, very solid. You can tell a lot of Lost Box Rayquaza decks are putting in that Giratina V. I was a bit above the Giratina V wave. Giratina V is very good because you're playing Grass and Psychic Energy for your Rayquaza and Sableye. You naturally play the energy to use Giratina V's attack, and the attack you want to use is Shred because it does 160 and goes through all effects on your opponent's Pokemon. This is very good because you can one-shot in Ice Cube, so you're not just going to get stumped by their block face attack, as well as if a Flying Pikachu is in play, you can go into it with the 160 Shred attack. They're going to do damage to you, and then you're going to do 160 again, knocking out the Flying Pikachu VMAX, and they probably won't have anything set up, and if they do, you'll be able to knock it out with a Rayquaza afterwards. Other than that, it is playing a Serena over a Boss's Orders, but everything else in the list does look pretty standard. On to the second place list. This is very surprising. Second place was Eternatus VMAX control type deck with your Galarian Weezings. You have your Big Parasol and Temple of Sinnoh, 7 Dark Energies as well as a Hiding Darkness. Everything looks pretty standard for a Eternatus VMAX deck. Very surprising that this did get second place, as I don't really think this deck is too strong, but hey, it placed higher than me. In third place, with no one surprised, we have our first of many Lugia V-Star decks. This deck does have the 3-3 Lugia V-Star line. It does play the 4 Archeops and double Lumineon. You are seeing this deck play a Bird Keeper as well as a Irida. Bird Keeper so you don't get stuck by the Articuno that paralyzes you, and the Irida is good because you can search out that Choice Belt or Lost Vacuum when you need it. Again, this list looks very, very standard. You have the standard energy counts, standard Pokemon counts. Let's get on to the next list. And in fourth place, we have a Lugia V-Star deck. We play the 3-2 line, 4 Archeops, 2 Choice Belt, 2 Lost Vacuum instead of the Irida. So I guess you're just trying to naturally draw into those instead of trying to search the one of. As well as no Bird Keeper. So if you hit those annoying paralyzed decks, you're just hoping to basically dodge them or just auto lose to them. Now in fifth place, we have another Lugia V-Star list, but this one is quite different. If you look at this list, this does play the 3-3 Lugia V-Star line, 4 Archeops, but it does play double Drapion. So I'm guessing this player just really wants to win against Mew. Maybe this player's lost against Mew one too many times and just thought, I'm just going to play double Drapion. It also does not play a Radiant at all. No Radiant Charizard, which is kind of weird because that Pokemon and that attacker is very, very, very strong. You have a weird stadium split with 1 Collapsed, 1 Lost City, and 1 Path to the Peak, as well as 1 Lost Vacuum. So there's no Pumpkaboo in here, no Manaphy, no Radiant Charizard. I don't know what other cards it's missing, but kind of weird. I'm surprised this list actually got 5th place. because it doesn't look to be that good. And in 6th place, we have a Reggie's deck. This deck always seems to sneak its way into top 8. Again, this list looks very standard. I think we're in the part of the format where every deck that does well is pretty standard and pretty consistent. In 7th place, we have a Lost Box Giratina V-Star deck. You haven't seen Giratina V-Star in quite a while actually. Kind of the Rayquaza kind of overshadowed it a bit. You do have the 2-2 Giratina V-Star line. No Thornton in the list. You do have the 2 Cramorant, 2 Sableye, 4 Comfey, 1 Radiant Greninja, and 1 Manaphy. Of course, you have the 4 Colress. Other than that, it does play the 4-4-3 of Basic Energy. It does play 2 Capture as well as 2 Path to the Peak. So I guess this list is trying to stop Lugia V-Star from getting its V-Star attack off in the first place instead of putting Temple of Sinnohs in play to prevent their energies from working. And then in 8th place, it wouldn't be a top 8 without 1 Mew VMAX deck sneaking in. This list, pretty good. You don't have your Lost Cities in here, so I'm guessing this list is just post-rotation list with the Quick Balls instead of Nest Balls and Feather Balls. Because this is actually pretty, I think, 1-to-1 with my post-rotation list, except the 4 Quick Ball or 3 Nest Balls, and I think I have another card in here. And I have a Drapion V for the mirror match. Other than that, this list very consistent. You're trying to judge path every single turn. You're trying to take 2 knockouts, use an Echoing Horn, and then gust it up. Gust up a 2 Prizer. You have the 2 Boss's Orders, 4 Cross Switches, as well as the Pal Pad. So you have lots of Gust throughout the game, which you kind of want considering you're playing that Echoing Horn. So that is going to do it for week 2. I'm definitely going to be trying to play in week 3. I'm going to try and get the first place. That is, I'm hoping to get 1 first place during season 1. I will probably play Mew again just because that is my comfort pick. Of course, I will leave a link in the description if you want to sign up for this week's Limitless Deck Out Series 1 tournament. This will be week 3, of course. As well as if you want to buy anything from Deck Out Gaming, you can use my promo code YBMCards. That saves you 5% off the entire website. Helps me out over here on the channel, as well as it helps fund these events. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.